First of all, spoiler warning. Guys, I totally didn't expect to cry so early into season 3 of Amphibia, and yet here we are. To nobody's surprise though, Amphibia delivered us two fantastic episode segments. While the latter was certainly more plot heavy, rest assured I have interesting findings and thoughts for both. So let's break them down. Oh, and please subscribe. I'll be talking about Amphibia a whole lot for the foreseeable future, and I don't want you guys to miss out. It also stops my channel from fading into the abyss of the algorithm. Feel free to check out my Discord, Twitter and Patreon in the description as well. Now back to the video.
Ooh, that looks fun. No!
The first episode is about Anne teaching the Plantars to behave/survive on Earth. And I kind of really love this idea that Earth is just as hostile as Amphibia if you don't know how things work around here. Because it's 100% true. Earth sucks. I found Hot Pot buying into scams hilarious because that's totally a naive old person thing to do, as well as very in character for him specifically. I also find the role reversal from Anne being the fish out of water in Amphibia to the frogs being the frogs out of water here pretty neat. It's a great way for Anne to display her character development over the past 2 seasons. While her parents advise her to be patient and ease the Plantars into Earth living slowly, she has the huge brain idea to throw the frogs into the deep end right away, because that can only go well. And so she takes them to the mall, the most inhospitable place on Earth. And at the mall, we see a ton of pop culture references. I'm sure I'll miss out some, but I'll do my best to name them all. We've got Mickey Mouse, who we're all very mad at right now. Possibly Tuxedo Sam from Hello Kitty's parent company Sanrio, and I believe this is based on Cactuar from the Final Fantasy series. There were also a bunch of references to real life stores, like, a lot. I won't name them all, as I'm not American, so I'm sure I won't even recognise some of them. However, some notable ones include Constructor Carnivore, an obvious humorous reference to Build-A-Bear, Unique O is based on Uniqlo, and Ever 22 is of course based on Forever 21. If anybody spotted any more, please share them in the comments. I'm actually very interested. Naturally, Anne's plan falls apart fast, as the frogs simply aren't ready for such a harsh environment yet, and apologises to the Plantars and explains to them that she did it because it's how she learned to grasp things in Amphibia. However, the Plantars remind her that she barely survived, and the only reason that she managed to is because she had the Plantars watching her back.
And we were always looking out for you, even if you didn't always notice.
Basically, Anne learns that her parents were right all along, and that she shouldn't rush things. Again, I really like Anne in this new role. In the first 2 seasons, she's learning to be responsible for herself, and now she's learning how to be responsible for others. That about wraps it up for the first segment. Now let's get into the second one. Before we jump right to Sasha though, there's something huge I need to point out about the flashback scene. Guys, if you weren't convinced these two are lesbians already, just take a look at this. Look at this.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I called them being lesbians in a recent Amphibia video, and now I feel pretty damn vindicated. Here's hoping for a Bubbleen style kiss during the finale. Less exciting is that they say they're on Andrias' side, but like, they're definitely just saying that so they themselves don't get Marcy'd. I mean, what other choice did they have? Besides, it looks like they're breaking Marcy out during the trailer. At least, they think they are. On a totally unrelated note, watch my video on how Andrias is gonna let her be rescued as a trap for Sasha. Long story short, they're lesbians, they're pure, and I love them. So Sasha is finally on the path to redemption, and I've never been happier. After her betrayal, it makes sense she'd be at her lowest point yet, and she'd start improving from here. I also really love that Sasha's guilt for her actions was on full display. I think it's always been obvious that she's a good person at her core, even playing the part of hero as a kid, and now things have gotten way too real, it snapped her back into reality, and made her really reflect on what she's done. And forcing her to reflect like this made it feel very natural and earned when she finally decides to be heroic and stand up for the villagers. The way in which it was done was also just superb. I thought Sasha reading Anne's journal and seeing how much Anne trusted her had a lot of weight to it, and it definitely felt like enough for her to change her ways. Also, maybe I'm projecting my own biases onto her here, but I can't help but feel like it was a little gay when she said this.
I want to be someone better. Someone that deserves you.
You know, especially with Matt's cryptic Reddit post. Very interesting. Anyway, we see a brand new model of Andrias' robots in this episode, and it's pretty damn wild. I thoroughly enjoyed the coordinated way the smaller robots it sent out of its shoulder pinned Sasha down, while the big one fired its attack. Sure, it was absolutely terrifying, but pretty damn cool at the same time. I've always been highly fascinated with like mech and robot designs, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing even more models of frog robots in the future, if there will be any. I also have to say, I love the way that we get to see Grime's growth in this episode as well. Despite having it better with his sister and the other Toads, he's stuck by Sasha regardless. While they've certainly always been close, this would have definitely been out of character for Grimesy not too long ago, and his growth deserves to be acknowledged, dammit. What a Chad.
Grimesy! You big softy.
At the end of the episode, Sadie asks Sasha what the townsfolk should do now. Sasha replies that they're going to fight back. The town is almost certainly going to form some sort of resistance, which is pretty explicitly told to us in the intro. While we don't have the full details yet, judging by the intro, the main players are going to be Sadie, Wally, Grime, Leopold, and of course Sasha. Notably, all the amphibians have a faulty eye, and Leopold even ripped an eye off the robot at the end. I'm not sure if that's foreshadowing Sash losing one of hers in the future, but I guess we'll see. Preferably with both of her eyes. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more weekly Amphibia videos, and tell me what you thought of the episode down below. Again, my socials are in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.